Make a start, yeah. So, Nilesh, shall we start with your introduction first, and then you can brief us about the banking domain.
Okay, I myself is Nilesh Sarvaiya, having a 16 to 17 years of experience, basically uh, from the business analyst to a QA to project management, all of the things over there. So currently working for a financial domain side in a banking sector on the same. So we are in the MNC bank, having lead business role analyst over there. So basically, for the today's topic, what I have taken up over there, we would be looking for a business analyst role in the banking because business analysts, when we look upon the some corporates over there, when they have the requirement in the banking, so we have many of them I can name down one of the organization like TCS. They specifically look for the domain BA. We have the domain business analysts they look for the loan and credit application, financial management, or the banking transaction or the compliance. Means they have the various roles like that. So they look for the domain BA over there. So either for the payments or the trade finance like that. So, but normally there are the other sections of where we, the business analyst plays the role. We have the IT. ITBA means is a probably it's a currently technical which is a techno-functional role or which is something like that. We gather up the requirements of the particularly of the finance or the non-finance or the operation or the compliance, and we frame the requirement into some automation system which that particular bank personnel can use it and give their returns to the regulatory system. So basically, normally when we look upon the bank, so bank means we have that particularly in mind over there, HDFC, ICICI, and all the other things over there. But from the regulator perspective, our current regulator in our country is the RBI. So from the regulator perspective, we have the scheduled commercial bank, NBFCs, non-banking financial companies. So normally RBI has very much highly regulated these both types of banks. So what RBI has said mentioned in normally for getting a smooth operation in the economy over there. So they have that each and every bank should pursue the particularly regulatory returns that needs to be submitted to the regulatory at a regular frequency over there. So these are the particularly uh, basics that are being required in the banking. So when we look upon the BFSI, the banking, financial service, and the insurance. So these three sectors are like that. They are never ending. So basically, when we look upon the BFSI in such a manner that they will be continue to go on, whether the my industries are up and down, they don't have that effect over there. So they are the running industries. So business analysts when they look upon, so I suggest that normally BFSI is such an industry that it's a never ending. When you go into broking services, whether you go to the banking, whether you go with the insurance, they are going to continue to run on. Means the business as BAU, it's like that. Okay, they will be running as usual and they won't be having any impact over there on the sales. So that is the case over there. So when we come across the banking, so banking is the primary facie when we look upon how does the bank operate. So banks does have the CBS, what we call as the core banking solution for its operation. So normally in the market, currently there are three to four majors are there, but the rest of them are there like CH, BNCS, FlexCube, T24. I guess someone would have heard about these four, either of the major over there. So these are the core banking solutions, the Pinnacle, that is from the Infosys. So they are the very much well versed according to the nationalized bank over there, where they perform the daily operations over there in the banking. performing the loans, payment, debit, credit, telling the all the financial statements. So normally the CBS covers all the things over there. So when we look upon the ITBA, so when a person is over there, is deputed for a ITBA, when he takes the regulatory requirement over there from the bank. So what it does over there, if he is having the two projects over there, if it is a new project or it is an existing project. So what does it the role of that particular BA over there on the same? So it will be having the two roles over there. If he is having a new project over there and he lays down the particularly the transformation of the data that needs to be have in its downstream. So because bank doesn't allow a BA, if he is a ITBA, it doesn't allow, only it allows to have the view access. It doesn't allow to have that particularly what he can just perform any actions over the bank's data or something like that, change or something like that. So it doesn't allow. So normally what does the systems allow over there? From the CBS, they need to put that particular whatever the data is being required by the regulator. So they have the particularly the downstream system, what we called as a downstream system. So downstream system can be anything like that. What we have the major like the players are in the market are Axiom, the Pinteleaks, and the other many are there. So this downstream system, what they collect, they normally have that in the system. They are the key players in the market who are getting transformation of this data into their reg reporting over there. So basically, when they have that particularly core banking solution, so what's the BA role? If it is a new over there, so they need to have a metric that needs to frame how my data to be core to be taken for the reg reporting, because I don't require the 100% of the CBS to be downloaded to at my downstream system. I require only the particular set of data, means the 40 to 50% or the 60% of the data that is being required, like the customer data, like the loan data, like the operation data, derivative markets, and all such things. So we have the particular traceability metrics that is being required over there to be built in. And when we have the particular ETL, what we call the extract, transformation, and load. So this is a regular process where the CBS is being taken up over there, the data is being processed over there, and it is being loaded at the downstream. So they are having the particular, each downstream is having a particular format like a notepad, txt, whatever the format, it has the data loaded in the common pool as you can we call it as a staging layer. And from the staging layer, it goes to a normalized tables over there. And from the normalized table, it goes to the feed tables over there. So basically, at a regular roll over there, what we do, normally we process all the data on a regular basis over there from the CBS, and then from the CBS to a downstream system, and from downstream system to it data moves to my feed table. So feed table is like that key. We have a loan feed, we have the swap feed, we have the derivatives feed, means all the feeds we have, investment feeds. So basically, whenever a return is being called off, say we RBI has proposed the 132 list of returns over there that requires to be submitted by each and every bank at a regular frequencies. So, so we need to have a particular a common data pool over there from which that particularly the data would be retrieved and it is to be submitted smoothly manner. Uh, I will take a pause if anything is anyone has a query or over there.
Yeah, please let us know if you have any query. Jignesh, feel free to join us on stage. Same goes for you, Pink, if you want to join us on stage and ask if you have any queries. Um, so, so yeah, Nidesh, from the discussion so far, I feel that insurance is not very much different from banking. Even in insurance,
Correct.
we have regulatory reports which we need to give to the market and
To the
regulators.
market regulator,
Mm.
IRDA. correct, correct.
Yeah. In India,
So
it's IRDA. In Lloyd's, it's Lloyd's Market, and
Lloyd's over
yeah,
there. Correct.
yeah. In US, we have other regulators, ISs and all. So
Agreed.
yeah.
So normally a regulator is required to have the smooth functioning because how the public can put a trust over there. It's a major thing that the trust to be required over there. So these things are there. So it is very much beneficiary to run the economy over there.
Yeah, even the whole insurance industry is based on trust only, right? So people just pay
Correct.
premium and they don't get anything in return, right? So they have to wait for a claim to come before they can really trust the insurer. So
So
yeah.
likewise on the banks also, to put a deposit, take a loan, and all those things means it should be on a basically a regulator base over there. So
Mhm.
whenever an investment is also being made by the FII or the HNI or QIB, anyway of the like that the private banks or over there at the nationalized banks, so they look upon the regulatory returns. Okay, how they are submitting the regulatory returns, and with that only they can put a like that key they have the 5 years the project over there, they look upon the last 5 years returns and with the uh, future projected EPS over there, so then only they invest over there in the banking sectors and the other sectors over there. So that is the basic role over there.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jignesh, you want to say something, I guess.
Uh, what kind of projects are there currently in banking space, and what will be the BA doing in such projects?
Let's just say it depends upon it. There are, see, banking is an ocean, as I said. Okay, it is like that key in which particularly you are into because domain BA it has a vast amount of list over there. Whether it is a domain related to my loans or the credit application, or it is from the finance, it is from the non-finance, it is the trade finance, it is the operation. In the operation, we have the many of them. Like we have the credit operation team over there. We have a market, derivative market. Like many of them are in the derivative market, like having a FX transaction, we have the swap transactions. The people are playing like a cross currency swaps and all. Means we have the n number of the banking. So if any of the role is being given, so it is the project is being given. So it is not at the macro level. It is on the granular level ki which project we are into. So basically, from my end, we are into a reg reporting. So regulatory reporting that comprises of the 132 returns. So 132 returns, it's like that you come to know across each and every part of the banking that it performs over there any action. So the basically whenever if you get a chance to have a project in a regulatory return, I normally suggest that any of the BA, if you get the chance to have a working on the regulatory returns, so kindly take these 5 returns over there. So because it will cover you the each and every corner of the banking operations. Like first is the ALE, with the asset liability exposure, that is called a balance sheet. That is the first return. Second one is the ROR, return on the operating results. So that is covering my the PNL of the bank. Third one will be the LCR, liquidity coverage ratio. That is the high qualified liquidity assets over there. Okay, how much will be the bank survives in the 30 days time if it has the time and demand liabilities over there. So that is the liquidity coverage ratio. The fourth is the LR, liquidity return. So it covers my the buckets over there. Okay, from 1 to how many 5 years over there. So there are 16 to 17 buckets in which my total cash outflow and the total cash inflows is being derived. So this and the form in that is the periodical returns over there, which is covering the net demand and time liabilities. So if we covers any of the BA covers these 5 returns, he will be having a good hands-on on the banking over there, at least for the reg reporting. So anywhere he goes over there, switching over there or something over there from one industry to another industry, the banking industry itself. So he will be having a core over there that he has a work experience over there in these 6 returns over there. So normally these returns are very much prima facie important over there that every VA can, if get a chance to work upon, they may take a lead ahead over there. because normally the experienced members are being given this type of returns. But if then pressure or something over there is being given a chance, they should not miss an opportunity. So that was
Like,
the query.
if a person is coming from branch banking, can he get such an opportunity uh, based on the
Yeah,
domain knowledge he has?
correct, correct. See, branch banking, if you are over there, so you might have covered up over there as a loan or a deposit or a cash management. Either of that on a specific role, you might have covered your scope
Right.
over there. Correct. But now when you are going for a BA over there into some industry, so you might be having an exposure which is something different, and that would be a very much bigger exposure rather than you might be in a very small role over there. It is the monotonous type of activity. But when you are into a BA into this reg reporting over there, you will be covering a much higher exposure. Your major advantage would be there ki you know the ABC of that particular bank over there, banking debit and banking credit, what is being there, how the bank performs over there. So you are having an added advantage over there. So you will be getting an opportunity in that particular sector over there. At least you are aware of it, how that particular works is being performed over there. So it won't be any major challenge for you because you have the environment over there, known environment over there, how the banking works over there and how the particularly each and every department works. So see, it's a nothing is a rocket science over there. So everything is being like that. When you come across learning over there, so it never stops. So there are being like the finance and the non-finance. Even we also were being not being aware of the derivative markets. So basically, when we started to drill down with the Google and we drill down with the user, with the requirement gathering and also thing, we came across many of the facts and how the core system behaves and how the transaction is being sent across by the upstream to the downstream and how it will be performing. Means what are the attributes that are being required. So means when you come across one by one each and everything, you make it easier for your requirements over there. So first key, what is the user requirement? Either it is a new project because mainly the all the banks are in process right now. So 80% projects are the existing one only. So you are being having a repository over there of the BRDs or the FSDs or the report to data mapping over there. So normally we have that all particular repositories in our system or the SharePoint, whatever we have in that system. So I think nothing is being can stop over there. To as a BA, if we have the eager to learn, then nothing can stop. So it is better that we take an opportunity and move ahead over there.
Thanks for sharing your experience, Neil. Another question is like, uh, how can I uh, how can I highlight uh, my skills so that I get selected for such projects? Like, I have experience in core domain. Also, I have 3 years of experience as a BA, but not in proper banking domain. On the security side, I have that was little on the technical side. So if I want to show my skills and my experience, what kind of portfolio should I prepare?
Uh, See, basically, main role is like that. What is the client requirement over there? So basically, are they looking for some particular one of the domain like a loan or a credit operations or the DMAT or the KYC? Means what is the role over there particularly? So either you need to frame your resume in such a manner that even though you are having a particularly main 80% exposure to XYZ, say suppose loan you are having in that currently there is a branch over there, but 20% factor you are having an exposure to derivative market or a credit risk or the market risk or the compliance. So you need to underwrite your resume over there in such a manner that the opposite person, whenever view your resume, he will be entitled over there. Okay, this person is having an exposure to it, So let us give a chance to it, whether to he can be able to work or not. Because see, main is the entry over there at the industry over there at the banking. So it's nothing like that ki you join in the bank, because currently there are many of the mediator of the private limited companies are there who have the bank projects, like they have the city project, they have the Nomura project. So they have that particular projects over there. So either you joined as a mediator company over there and they put it across you are like a city or a BOFA or any of the banks, whichever it has the role over there.
Thanks, Neil.
Yeah. So moving ahead, so whenever the ETL works over there for my data, which is being taken up by the CBS to my downstream system. So after getting the data into my normalized table to the feed table, what we call, like we have the mainly investment feed, we have the swap feed, we have the forward feed, we have the deposit, we have the loan feed. So we have the feed having into the table database over there. So what we do, like whenever we come across with the requirement from the finance user or a non-finance user, we build up a BRD in such a manner that RBI has given a particularly list of returns. From that, if a particular requirement from the finance is such like that, okay, I need, if we take the form like a ALE. So ALE is my balance sheet over there. So it has number 16 tabs over there, like first it discuss with the liability, second it discuss with the asset, third with the off balance sheet item, fourth is the on balance sheet item. So like that it covers. So what is the particularly the reg reporting, how it works over there? So whenever we take across any of the requirements, so we have the line item frame. So line item as per the RBI. Okay, this is the line item. If suppose one is the line item like that, investment as per the RBI that is being required in the SLR. So we have one of the line item. So what is whenever we have a discussion or the requirement facilitation meeting over there, so we discuss this requirement over there with the user. Okay, what you require in this. Particularly, we have the investment table with us, but how he wants to take the data from that investment table, the value that he needs to report to the RBI. So for that line item, we have the report to data mapping. So we have in the columnar traceability form, we have the particularly investment feed over there, and what we check it across key, what are the attributes that are being required. That to frame that particular line item, that my line item will get suffice, that the total amount will get computed over there. So I take the normally few to more meetings over there with the user. We take the working files of that particular user. We analyze that particular requirement over there, and we check out the impact analysis also on the same. Okay, whether that particular is not impacting also. But before analyzing, to be getting start with that, we get to know key particularly what the RBI has that particularly guidelines over there, because RBI we teach every returns over there, yeah, has set across the guidelines. Okay, I require this particular line item to be framed in such a manner that my total exposure with respect to the investment needs to be checked over that, and the total figure with the SLR needs to be getting over there. So I need to read the guidelines, and then only I need to put my requirement in such a manner that it should be in line with my RBI requirement. Because as a BA, we are not from in such a field like that ki, if the user says I need to populate data A, so I need to go, anyhow, I need to populate the data A. We should not work like in that manner. We should work in such a manner that particularly, okay, we need to check across, okay, if user has said A, so what RBI is specifying? RBI computation and the data, whatever it has laid down in the circular, it does it make that particular A should be populated or a B should be populated? If there is a divergence over there, a user is seeing A and the RBI is seeing B, then you need to email them. okay, this is my observation that we have observed, and it is being in the contradictory. So then the user might be able to give us the particular clarification that with this within the scope of that particular bank, and he may or he may not be changing his requirement. So because as a BA, you should be able to put on. It's not like that the user has said and we are moving across on that same path. We need to frame the requirement over there as per the regulator only. So whether that may be liked or don't like by the user, but users don't like to be getting questioned, because bank users are in such a manner when we came across over there for the few of the requirements that they don't like their requirement is being questioned over there. So, but you should be in a such a manner that you need to have a rapport over there with them, good rapport. That it is basically that we don't need to rework at the requirement. So, if we go with the regulatory guidelines, and it will be in such a manner that whatever is the regulatory guidelines, that will be the amount populated. So that's the main query over there. Okay, we should be able to have the regulatory guidelines in our handy over there. So basically, that is the main case. So my key responsibilities that I can look upon is the requirement gathering, that is the collaborating with the stakeholders like clients and user to understand their needs, the functional or the non-functional, whatever requirement for the project. My whenever I take any of the returns, so my second level of is the data analysis, my financial data analysis and metrics that I require to identify the trends. Okay, how is the data can be look like over there? I may need the one test date or the two test date or the three test date to identify that data over there, because it might happen that some part of the data is there in the one test date, but it is not available in the second test date or the third test date. I need to identify the with the two test date, so that I can be able to come se come have a particular upper hand over there. Okay, with this random sampling of the data, I am good to go with. We can use the Excel tool or the SQL or the specialized software, whichever we have over there in the banking environment over there. As said, suggested, we have the process mapping, like the report to data mapping, with each and every line item of the regulatory return. Okay, how is the data source for that particular line item? So creating a we create a process flow diagram, uh, adjoining the BRDs also over there for the communication finding, because we work in a agile method, so everything is being linked to our Jira. So we have the Jira being mentioned over there with each and every requirement over there. So we have the Jira link. So everything is being in a systematic process. So it doesn't, it's like that key, whatever the requirement is there, it is being having an attachment with each and every BRD or the report to data mapping in that particular Jira. So basically, as a BA, we are a solution designer. We work with an IT team to design the solution that best the requirement of the user, like a software application or the system integration or the any of the process improvement what we have. And basically, the major is like that key stakeholder communication. So whenever we have the particularly requirement of the finance user or a non-finance or the any of the operation user, we have a weekly meeting over there or a fortnightly meeting with particularly the management, where we require to post the particularly what is the status of that particularly the returns on which we are working and what is the deliverable timeline. So we need to be very precise over there, whether we are having a showstoppers or whether we are having any of the challenges from the users. So we need to just put down that particular to the management, so that our work can become easy over there. We have the testing team and the validation over there. After the development, we need to carry the particular test cases, run over there, and the scenarios that meet my business need. And we have the particularly UAT systems also over there. After the completion of the UAT sign off, we run that particular code into our pre-prod, so that we are being very much sure that particular if in the pre-prod, If it is being best run, then it won't have the impact on my production. To be very precise, whenever new development is being put it live in the production, in the banking scenario, it's very much critical over there because they need to re-verify 3 to 4 times. Okay, with that particular new development, their existing major tasks are nothing being stopped over there. So they try to run it in the pre-prod first, and they check it across the logs and the errors that has come across over there, and then only they move ahead with the production. So that is the main over there. We have the particularly change management like the CR, change request, or the prod incident eras over there. So whatever is being coming from the user, so depending upon the priorities, we have them in our backlog. So these are the change requests over there. We have the Scrum Master that take care of this particular change request. So basically, this is an understanding of the banking product, that how we perform the normally the requirement until the completion of the deliverables. So actually, I said ki banking is a vast ocean. We can't be covering it within our hour, but I try to cover over there ki what we look for the reg reporting, because basically we are looking into the reg reporting. So we have that particularly things managed over there. So that was from my side over there. So if any queries are there, we are open to queries.
Thanks, Nilesh. And even I have a similar experience while working on regulatory reporting. Uh, so client doesn't always know what they want, right? Or they don't even understand the regulatory report requirements sometimes. So they
No,
look
no,
at us from consultancy
they are
perspective
also
as
the
well.
human beings. Correct. They are
Yeah.
also the human being like us. So we need to learn. See, what we can also say, we even though we have a 16 years of experience, we can't say we are an expert in the banking. We are the every day we are having something new. Means it's like that ki we are very eager to learn the something new over there rather than doing a something monotonous over there for the long time. So
Mhm.
it's a very good experience. It's like that ki I personally feel like ki banking, insurance, is like the BFSI, whatever is the industry over there is the BFSI. It give us the enormous experience over there. Ki it's not like that ki daily doing the each and every job as a monotonous. It's nothing like that. You come into banking, insurance, or the broking over there. Every day you will be feeling like that ki there is something new to learn over there. And the new as encounter over there. So you have to run the basic requirement, Google it out, what the RBI or the regulator says over there, particular requirement. You drill down at the granular level. Yeah, okay, this is the something new to learn. Because each and you can't be expertise. It's like that ki you can't be expertising in the one only the loan, or you can be can't be expertising in the credit ops teams over there. Because if you have only two expertise, then if you switch to some different banks over there or the industry over there, then there might be a something like that ki you are being assigned with the third instrument like that, or the fixed income over there. So that time you will be like that, ki, okay, now I will be looking for this. It is a something new. I can't be able to do. It is not like that. You should take it as an opportunity to learn, and it will help you to grow further over there.
Definitely, definitely. So, yeah, even after spending 17 years, even I feel the same, that I just know the tip of the iceberg. Insurance is so vast. Every time a client takes a particular, new term in front of me, I get lost a minute. Oh, is it something that
Correct.
I still don't know? So, I Google it out. I try to find. And so, yeah, learning is very important. The more you learn, the better you can assist the client, and better you understand the requirements, and better you can be in a consultancy kind of a role rather than a
Hmm.
note taker kind of a role. So so definitely I agree with that. Just on the regulatory reports, right? So
Hmm.
we understand that sometimes client may be wrong when it comes to regulatory reports. And also regulatory reporting is very crucial for any firm, because if they are not reporting the numbers correctly, they might incur some penalties and all, right? So
Correct.
are there some additional checks that you perform at your end, to how will you ensure that
Yeah.
the data or the numbers in the report are meeting the requirements of the regulator,
Uh,
not of the client?
See, we have that particular data lake that is being received from the upstream over there. So there is no any adjustment is being done at over end. And then the downstream only they can be able to do the adjustment, the report level adjustment that needs to be performed. So while running up to the reports over there, whenever we have the submission, so RBI as well as particularly the vendor at the downstream, they do have the cross validation over there, because it should not happen like that. If I am reporting in a report one over there a figure of 100, it should not happen that particularly in the report two it gets submitted as 80 over there. So it should have the cross validation run over there as a scheduler, so that it can check it across that the figure is being properly being reported at each and every level over there. So that's why we had made a feed table over there. So whenever the user performs any adjustments over there, so it directly perform at the feed, because my feed will be serving to my reports over there. So if it is being getting changed in one of the reports, then it will be automatically reflecting to the another reports over there. So it won't have any change. It's like that without change data, it would be going and submitting to the regulator. So the cross validation we have been performing over there, and the system is so much robust over there that particularly we have the particular trial balance getting each and every day tallied over there in the downstream, and then only we move ahead with the report level adjustment. So whatever the, because we have the maker checker concept over there, that is a very crucial over there, because if the particular finance user or the credit ops user performs any adjustments over there, so it goes to the checker for approval. So after the approval means that it's the upper management HOD like CFO or something. If he approves, then only it goes to the next level. Then unless and until if he doesn't approve, then the particular adjustment is being not taken into the account. So the report level adjustments and the particularly the validation check all being is being done into the system, and it's normally being performed uh, at the downstream at a very good manner. So we didn't came across like that key X data was reported in the one return and the Y data was reported in the another return. So we haven't came across in such a manner over there till right now. But what we can say that normally, mm, if personally if I look upon MNC banks over there, I give my ratings as the one, because normally MNC banks perform their work in such a manner, because they whatever the RBI guidelines is being there, so they are being very on the priority in the race over there to complete that requirement in time, and they provide us a better picture than other private banks and over there, because private banks has that particularly mostly I have looked upon one or two private banks where they take the data into the Excel format, and from the Excel format they have the manipulation or the over there from the data what they is being required in the working, and they upload it out. So some of the banks have such activities, but this MNC banks are in such a manner that they have each and everything, and they when their RBI audit is being done, so they are having a very much clear picture, and the less observation they observe over there from the RBI, apart from the our private banks, because private banks have that particularly that data is so much huge over there, because they have the retail banking over there in there, so the data is huge, and getting each and every report takes time because of the robust data over there. So that is the case over there. Normally they need to have the particular Excel loaded over there in the system, and directly they submit the report over there. So that is the case. So there are means plus and minus both of them with the MNCs and the private banks. But I personally rate the MNC banks are good in currently the environment.
Mhm, mhm. Okay. Yeah. Anyone has any questions for Nilesh? Uh, Jignesh?
No, useful insights, really, Nilesh. Uh, this is something that will be useful to us.
Yeah, thanks, Vignesh.
Yeah, thanks, Jignesh. Thanks for joining us. Raj, King, and Farhan, now I've sent you the invites if you can join us on stage and if you have any questions for Nilesh. So Nilesh, you are working from banking side, right? Not from IT side.
No, mainly we are working from the IT side. Means the IT side is like that. We cover up the client's requirement over there. Bank, see, I specifically said na, कि BA normally it's a domain BA or it can be an IT BA. So if any person like TCS and Larsen and Toubro Finance, they are looking for the domain BA. Like they look for the trade finance, either they look for the payments, so they look for them. So that is being specifically one activity only. They don't look for the global activity. So basically, what is our role? We are ITBA. So we have that mainly means having a global role. Like we work for the APAC region also. We don't think pose ourselves to only India region only. We work for the APAC region also over there. And whatever the reportings that are being required at the other regions like Singapore, Australia, Thailand. So we have that particular reportings over there also. So so IPGA particularly whatever the reg reporting part is there, we work on that. But if any of the domain BA is there who is looking after the trade finance only, the core trade finance, then he might be looking at the particularly the LC bills documentation and how that particularly the LOS or if it is working on that the loan originating system. So how it is being working at the start to end. So he will be performing that same report or the same documentation from start to end. So these are the domain BAs over there, which the banks have because the bank have their internal BAs and they perform over there, and the bank have vendors IT BAs also over there. So they perform over there for their reg reportings and the other tasks. So that is the case difference over there.
Mhm. Thanks, Nilesh. Um, yeah. Before we wrap up for today, let us know if you have any questions for Nilesh. So, uh, so Nilesh, banking is quite a hot topic. People keep asking me, can someone give us
No, no, no.
some highlight
See,
on
we will
somebody?
cover in the upcoming times also. But I guess you have this session last over there, so I thought
Mhm.
let's take over there a chapter at the banking also because what we have learned. So it's like that we can share the thoughts over there to our friends in the groups over there. So it might be helpful insights over there. Even though if they come up later on also on the Telegram or any of the group over there, they can raise the questions. So we will be happy to know about that questions and we will be able to provide the solutions to it. So banking is a very interesting topic. To be very precise, even though I am a CA over there, but learning like a derivative market, forward market means it's like that. It was a curious over there. Okay, how that particular cash flow is being looked upon, how the particularly forward market and the swaps and all such things is being taking into account over there in off balance sheet items. So means making a linkage over there and having that particularly trainings and all such things, it is a good over there. So that is the experience over there that we look upon. Even though I don't have any other insurance industry experience, so I was looking after, but it's okay. I thought ki banking is only like that. Ki I'm not able to complete in that particular period of time. I can't shift it to some other sector over there.
Yeah, same case with me. Even I have not touched upon all the topics in
Correct.
insurance yet. So I'm very much restricted to policy and pre-bind, post-bind side. But
Compliance and all such things.
yeah,
Yeah.
so mainly policy, right? But I have very
Hmm.
limited experience in claims and reinsurance and other bits. So Yeah, these domains are vast. They're quite huge.
No,
Um,
because banking do have their internally main business, like they are performing like this MNC banks are performing the underwriting like the IPOs over there. They have that particularly the benchmark of that particular allocation and subscribing and the allotment over there for the shares. Means this type of activity underwriting commissions means we got to know that particular this process are also being taken care. So when we check
mm,
across with these 5 to 6 returns, what I specified now, so normally one by one, it's being like that. Ki if you move across with these returns for a year or a 1.5 years, you are good over there to stand in the market in such a manner that whatever be the interview over there, he may not be even asking you over there apart from the balance sheet and the profit and loss, because everything is being covered in the bank in these two items, balance sheet and the P&L. So if you are having a hands-on in these reports over there, you are good to go as a BA. Because challenge is like that ki we don't know what to do, because as a fresher when we come across with the banking, so we don't know ki what we will be the project manager would be giving us to us any project or something like that, how we will be allocating as a resource over there. But at least we should have something a basic knowledge whenever we enter into a banking industry or a BFSI industry. At least we should have the particularly how it works out over there. At least we should have that knowledge over there. The Google helps us, or the YouTube videos also helps out. Ki, okay, this is an industry, this is being work performed by them, and this is the basic level. So education level, what we might have achieved over there. I might take one more step ahead that we also came across with our junior resources over there who are from and who have done their MBA but in the sales, and they come as a BA over there. But to be very precise, they face very much difficulties and challenges over there while getting a requirement and also because they never have came across what is the balance sheet, what is the liability, what is the asset, how the P&L, what is being the requirement of the user. So whenever they have that interaction with the user, they are blank over there. Means it is a total blank slate over there, and the needs to write over there. So whatever the user is saying, they perform the action over there. So that challenges and that doesn't cover much stand over there. So basically, I suggest that normally whatever the if they don't have that particular knowledge, then I guess that particular they shouldn't take a step ahead to move across. Otherwise, they need to do either the course or something like that, so that if they really want to make their entry or debut in the banking, they should have their particular knowledge at least about the balance sheet and the financial statements of a bank.
that's so good to know, Neil. Many people keep asking, I have a banking interview. What should I prepare? So
Hmm.
yeah, now they can refer to these reports, balance sheet and
Correct.
profit and loss statements. Yeah. Um, good. Farhan has joined us on stage. Hi, Farhan. Good evening. Farhan, you there? Farhan, he might be busy somewhere. Um,
Yeah.
so, so many people ask me, Neil, that I am, working in a bank and in a banking industry, and can I become a BA? I always say to them, why not? You
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
knowledge, and you you can portray yourself as a subject matter expert, and
Correct.
you can come into BA industry if you have the required skills and if you have the required interest. Any words from your side, how they can transition from a banker job to a BA
See,
job?
I have, Shipra, I have seen many of the particularly the colleagues over there who have been working in the earlierly as a banking job over there, and they have their particular monotonous activity like LOS or the credits or the some of the activities. Now they have shifted to BA. So at least they first of all they knew the terminology and what the jargons are being used across by the finance user or the any of the bank user over there. So they are well versed with that particular jargons over there. And the secondary stage, okay, at least even though he has the one experience over there, but when he come across with the different, you can say the reports or the different level of other activities also over there. So he has a grudge over there, means he has an upper hand over there. Okay, confidence level is high on the on that side. Okay, he has done one type of activity. So this activity, even though if he is not aware of it, but he take a step ahead and learning over there, and he get a chance to work because whenever a person is in the banking industry over there and he has worked across for the number of years over there, then he knows and how to have a rapport with the users. Because while having a discussion and all such things, he makes a collaborate over there in such a manner that formally or informally he get into to know the requirement, what he is being seeking over there, and how the particular requirement need to frame into the solution. So that is not a challenge, to be very precise. They work very well because we have seen out of five, they four of them had worked very much good in the manner, and they have been moving ahead with other techno functional because they haven't they were the only the functional users, but with the BA over there, they try to get that knowledge of the SQL and the Oracle in such a manner that the select query they immediately do the fast and the because that is the day in day out job over there. So whatever the activities they require, they do it very well and functional very in a good manner. So I don't think so. If they want to switch it as a BA role, it is good for them rather than doing the monotonous activity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thanks, Neil. Farhan, you there?
Yes, I am.
Yeah. Hi, Farhan. Good
Yes,
evening.
Shipra. Good evening. Yeah. So, Shipra, my concern is like I am not specifically into the banking domain. So, like I want to know like how a person who is not, I mean, not who doesn't have any knowledge into the banking domain or VFSI domain, how can, I mean, what should be the requirement to become a successful, understanding on the complete domain?
See, Farhan, Nilesh here. So normally, Farhan, basically, if you are having a particularly the financial statement knowledge or see, banking is a different thing. Let it keep apart. That is the second one. But the first one thing is that are you aware of that particularly the banking era of that the asset, liabilities, profit and loss, debit and the credit, and the, what are the golden rules that are being looked upon in the financials over there when we have a statement made, reporting statements made. So if you are well versed with that, then only you will be able to understand because whatever the requirement comes in the from the financial user or a non-financial user, so either it will be affecting any of the financial statements also. So you need to have that particular key. Okay, this is the which item. If we call upon my deposit, or you can say the loans and advances. So loans and advances is basically for a retailer. If for us it is a liability, loans are what we have been taking. But for the bank, loans and advances is an asset. So means such type of differences are there. So like deposit. Deposit is the liability of a bank. For us, it is a deposit like every deposit we show it in a of a individual balance sheet as an asset. So, like that, particularly, you should be having at least some basic requirement knowledge over there. What is an asset, what is an liability, what is an profit and loss, so that you would be at least be able to have a better conversation with the particular finance or the non-finance user in such a manner that okay, whatever the requirement is being given, that you will be able to draft it in a better format.
Okay, okay. So, I mean, all the words, all the whatever you said, I mean, profit and loss and all the other jargons. I'm not aware about it because I've not worked into the banking, or I don't have any knowledge about it.
Okay. So you are currently into which industry?
Yeah. I'm working into the healthcare domain. I mean, I've
Okay.
worked as a BA
Uh-huh.
in healthcare domain.
Good. That is also a good
So I have
industry.
understanding.
That is an emerging industry. To be very honest, I say that is an
Yes, yes.
emerging industry that will be taking up a flight over there in a sooner span of time, because unlike BFSI, the healthcare domain is having a very high demand in the market, but it is having less requirement, means less skilled resources are available in the market. So in the upcoming time, the healthcare domain will be a high time to go.
Okay. Yeah, understood.
Yeah, because MNCs are, I guess, in a best positions over there. MNCs are in the healthcare domain, and they are making the entry level good over there, and high payers over there in the market currently.
Yes, yes. That's correct.
Yes, Shipra.
So, so Farhan, experience matters, right? So grass seems to be greener on other side. So people do say BFSI is a very good domain or the top domain for a business analyst. But if we consider demand and supply, right? So if demand is more, supply is also more. World is full of people who are working in these domains. So if you are working in a particular domain, be it healthcare, be it any domain, right? So day by day you are getting experience on that domain. Don't just switch over and move into a domain of which you don't have any idea on. So either you learn about the domain, um, do a formal studies or informal studies, and then make a move, um, or just do a good work in your domain, and you will definitely succeed. So domain is okay, as long as you are good in your BA skills and you are good in your work, if you see what I mean, right? So if you're trying to switch over, it might not be that easy. um, and it might be more challenging. Plus you will be losing out on your experience on healthcare domain. So BAs are known from their total number of domain experience, right? So whenever you get a call for an interview, the person or the HR will definitely ask you, okay, how much is your total experience and how much is your this particular domain experience. So if your experience is full of different domains, overall it's going to put you in a bad um, spot, because your total number of years of experience is more, but a particular domain experience might become less. Yeah, and people do say no for such candidates.
Okay, okay. I agree. I totally agree with whatever you said, Shipra. Thank you so much for explaining this. I understood.
Yeah, just a recommendation, just a thought. Yeah, but yeah, of course, the final decision is yours. um so I think we are good, Nilesh. So thanks for your time, thanks for joining us
Yeah,
today.
thanks, Shipra.
Yeah. And as Nilesh mentioned, do feel free if you have any further queries related to banking domain. Do feel free to post them in the BA Club or the Business Analysis Knowledge Forum group. And Nilesh and others who are veterans in this field will definitely revert on it.
Yeah,
Sure, sure, Shipra. Sure. Thank you so much, Neil,
yeah,
for it's a great session.
anytime.
I joined late, but however, I tried to, grasp as much as possible.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. See, Farhan, what Shipra also said, I would be seconding it out. And see, there are pros and cons of the particularly taking the right decision at the right time over there. So take a step ahead, but think about the risk associated with it, because it may be a positive, it may be a negative, either of that. So in the life, if you are taking a risk, it's good for you.
Yes, yes, Neil.
Yeah.
I agree.
Hmm?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Shall we wrap up for today, Nilesh?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So
Sure.
yeah, thanks.
Thanks all for joining. Yeah.
Thanks. Thanks for joining in and happy weekend.
Happy weekend to you all.
Yep. Thank you
Yeah.
everyone. Thank you so much, guys.
Thanks, Evan.
Yep.